A map of Greater Columbus reveals few surprises. All of the streets are there, points of interest are highlighted, and the many neighborhoods that make up our city are clearly outlined. Here's a different kind of map. It shows the same neighborhoods. However, it is telling us something important about them that an ordinary map doesn't.
We call it opportunity mapping. We literally create maps for cities like Columbus to be able to show individuals there who are concerned about assets and resources and poor life outcomes. Every blue dot actually represents 25 households in the metropolitan area that has the good fortune of $100,000 in income or more. And by contrast, the yellow dots are also representing 25 households, but households that are living below the poverty level.
Take the opportunity map and transpose it onto the ordinary map. The yellow dots dominate 5 neighborhoods, all near downtown: Linden, the Near East Side, Wineland Park, the South Side, and Franklinton.
It deepens our understanding of how it is that life outcomes can be so dramatically different for communities or neighborhoods in close proximity to each other.
The narrative for each of these 5 neighborhoods is strikingly similar. All were at one time prosperous and vibrant. As Columbus grew outward, people moved up, income flowed out, businesses relocated, schools closed, and all of the things that make a neighborhood vital gradually disappeared.
It took 25, 40, 50 years for some of these neighborhoods to get into the condition that they're in now. So they're not going to just change overnight. It's a very difficult process, and it's very difficult work, and it's going to take a long time.
To bring these 5 neighborhoods back, who should be doing the difficult work? Many look to the city. Mayor Michael Coleman says that the city can't possibly do all the work alone.
The sustained impact, the sustained value is bringing in partners, that everybody work together.
It is those partnerships that are spurring the comeback in each neighborhood. And the key to success rests on understanding what makes a neighborhood thrive, what will sustain it over the years.
A neighborhood is a community of living individuals who are surrounded by what we like to talk about at the Kirwan Institute as opportunity structures.
Access to quality, nearby health care, routine police patrols, stores and businesses serving the neighborhood, nonprofit organizations that help people find work, help families find needed services, and take care of kids after school. Affordable, modern housing, and most importantly, safe, high-performing schools. These are the opportunity structures a neighborhood must have. In each of the 5 neighborhoods, public-private partnerships and committed residents are creating opportunities to improve their quality of life.
King Lincoln is a neighborhood that was the heart and soul of the African American community. It was where civics, culture, church, community, and commerce all came together.
In the 1960s, the I-71 freeway cut the community off from the city. School desegregation caused families to move to other parts of Columbus. The neighborhood wasted away.
So in 2004, I said, this is our next big neighborhood. We got to invest. We got to get the ball rolling. We put a stake in the ground in that neighborhood, with the focus on rebuilding the Lincoln Theater as the hub, as the catalyst.
Today, the King-Lincoln District is the center of activity, with new businesses nearby as well as new housing. It's a similar story in the nearby Linden neighborhood. Once solidly middle class, its population declined. Schools were closed. Crime rose. One intersection, the Four Corners at 11th and Cleveland Avenues, became notorious for gang violence and shootings. In the late 1990s, Linden began its comeback.
Now those 4 corners has office buildings, community centers, restaurant, and a transit center on the other corner. New housing in the area, new infrastructure building up. Still has a lot of work, a lot of challenges, but is making progress.
Settlement houses are truly opportunity structures in all the social services they provide. Godman Guild serves the Wineland Park neighborhood with job placement services, adult education, and an after-school program operated in partnership with Columbus City Schools.
What our program does is extend the school day and extend the school year for Wineland Park. And for the last 2 years, we have achieved all of our United Way performance goals for the students that we work with, because we've gotten surveys back from teachers that the children that we're working with after school in Wineland Park are starting to appreciate what their education can mean to them.
Another success in Wineland Park is the stabilization of housing, the result of a collaborative effort led by the Columbus Foundation.
We identified a neighborhood that had the highest crime and the highest levels of poverty, and we decided to make an investment in that neighborhood.
Today, there are 400 new units of affordable housing in Wineland Park for those who need public assistance as well as those who can't afford market-rate dwellings.
So the stabilization of housing has gone well. The partners are building their first market-rate homes now, so that's been very successful.
On Columbus's south side, Nationwide Children's Hospital wanted to expand. It asked the city for infrastructure help, and from that, a partnership was born.
If you invest in the area around Children's Hospital with the City of Columbus in partnership for housing, education, and health care, then the combined effort of rebuilding and transforming the Children's Hospital campus will extend into the neighborhood in a big way. And because of that effort, now the area around Children's Hospital is now improved on areas of employment, health care, housing, and education, all these things coming together.
Further south, businesses who have had a long-time stake in the neighborhood are working together to alleviate the effects of high unemployment and poverty. 3 families, the Cranes, the Grotes, and the Kellys, are working with the city to create new housing, a clinic, and convert a closed elementary school into an after-school learning center. Columbus's oldest neighborhood is Franklinton, across the river, just west of downtown. It has some opportunity structures, but it needs a catalyst to transform it. Mayor Coleman thinks he has the answer.
We need to transform Franklinton into a new, young professional, creative class district, unlike any other place we have in the city. And we're about the process of redeveloping Franklinton into a really cool, hot, funky place.
To remake Franklinton into another short north, the city, in partnership with the Columbus Metropolitan Housing Authority and private developers, will concentrate on building new housing to begin this neighborhood's transformation. These examples are snapshots of what is taking place in these 5 neighborhoods that are yellow dots on the opportunity map. Over time, they will need the right mix of opportunity structures to sustain their growth. But there is one structure above all others that will help determine the future of these neighborhoods.
Education is the key to everything, key to our city and the key to neighborhoods.
Well, for years, people have selected where they live based on where their children were going to school. That's common practice, for example, in suburban neighborhoods, and used to be common practice in urban areas.
Desegregation and busing changed that practice. Fewer children attended school in their neighborhoods. As poverty grew, more children dropped out. School performance lagged. Safe, high-performing schools are essential in each of the 5 neighborhoods if their revitalization is to succeed.
Well, I think the hopeful thing about Columbus, and our mayor, as you know, is willing to play a larger role in education, as is the city council. I think what's hopeful there is to integrate what the city's doing in economic development with what district and charter schools are doing to improve the neighborhoods educationally.
So education is a solution. It's critical to this transformation in any neighborhood, and it certainly is for every child.
Revitalizing these neighborhoods is a complex business. Developing opportunity structures that last will take time and patience. Will it work? Is there a model to look to? That answer can be seen in New York City, where Jeffrey Canada founded the Harlem Children's Zone.
Jeffrey Canada understood that these things were connected to each other. And so what was right about that approach and what is critical to any similar effort in a city like Columbus is that we think about this holistically and not simply as an exercise of devoting resources to a particular school on a particular site. It is a school that exists within a web of structures that are going to be relevant to children's outcomes.
A web of structures that are all about opportunity for 5 neighborhoods. Opportunity that will mean a brighter, better future for the families who live in them and their children.
I have lived here most of my adult life, and this is one of the most exciting times that I have seen in Columbus's history. I believe that we are at a very positive tipping point. I see a lot of emphasis around helping our neighborhoods to get better, and I see that being done on a level that is bringing the forces, the positive forces to bear on this community. I wouldn't want to live in any other city but Columbus right now because I truly believe that wonderful things are on the horizon for us.